Bitcoin is up 30% over the past 30 days, and the CEO of Blackrock is pumping our bags on national television. With an ETF seemingly closer than many investors were prepared for, the market has surged over the last weekend as investors look to front-run BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF. So is this just another sucker's rally, or has another bull run finally begun? Today's video is sponsored by Stellar, where blockchain meets the real world. More on them later. Let's start with a sentiment check. Do you think the crypto bull market is back? Let us know in the comments. The excitement around Bitcoin ETF has reached fever pitch as news came out about BlackRock looking to seed their ETF in the month of October. The official seeding of an ETF can indicate that approval is imminent, which drove prices upwards across the board, with notable pumps particularly in Bitcoin, Solana, and Chainlink. The SEC is in the process of reviewing 8 to 10 different Bitcoin spot ETFs, and the possibility of multiple approvals coming on the same day has market participants frothing at the mouth. Traders are closing the gap between BTC and GBTC in response to the news, which added GBTC trading at an 11% discount relative to Bitcoin. Closing this gap is crucial as it aligns GBTC shares more accurately with Bitcoin's market value, offering investors a better reflection of its performance. Meanwhile, Morgan Stanley, one of the largest investment banks in modern finance, just released an article educating their readers on the cyclical nature of crypto. The positive effects of an ETF go far beyond a liquidity injection and extend to the public perception and education around crypto as a whole. The article sheds light on the Bitcoin halving and its tendency to spark interest and positive price movement, but also goes into some other details for investors to consider, such as the amount of time since the last all-time high, the magnitude of price drawdown, potential exchange issues, and general price action. Although Bitcoin's price surge might have more room to grow in the short term due to options-driven incentives, when options market makers are short gamma, meaning they're betting on stability, and the price of Bitcoin rises, they have to buy more Bitcoin to avoid taking on too much risk. This buying can add to the demand and push prices even higher. Before we continue, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor.
The truth is, we're not all on the same playing field.
Puedo mandarle dinero a mi familia, pero quién sabe cuánto llegará.
Як ми відновимо все? Як захистимо їхнє майбутнє?
كلما ادخرت ازداد شعوري بعدم الأمان.
That's where builders can help. You understand that one unique problem. Let's bring balance to an imbalanced world. Stellar, where blockchain meets the real world.
All that being said, there's much more at play here than just timeframes and volatility. The United States has been operating in deficit since 2001, and their debt cycle appears to be spinning out of control. A debt cycle begins by consistently operating at a deficit. Small amounts of operating debt are perfectly normal and to be expected. But if the solution for covering previous debts becomes issuing more debt, an ugly pattern starts to form. When government debt starts to grow too high, economic growth slows and inflation rises. To curb inflation, interest rates are often increased, which means the initial debt has become even larger, then rinse and repeat. The new debt issuances are often done through lowering interest rates or another form of quantitative easing, either of which can spark unhealthy inflation environments. This issuance of new debt to cover up old debt perpetually results in devaluation that gets bared by not just the government, but everyone whose wealth is measured in US dollars. This rampant devaluation of currency and everything denominated in it leads many investors and just everyday people into accumulating hard assets. Assets that are resistant to hyperinflation due to their scarcity and desirability across the world, most commonly gold and silver. And while gold and silver are great hard assets, there remain some unknown variables. After all, more gold and silver can be mined at any time. In fact, as recently as 2022, Uganda discovered massive gold ores with the potential to yield over 300,000 tons of refined gold. But what if there was a more transparent alternative to these assets, where the supply can never be increased? The distribution is available for all to see and is easily accessible to everyone. I think you know where I'm going with this. And so does the rest of the market, as shown by the weekend's parabolic price movement. Thank you for watching and stay defiant.